We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Gage Bradshaw Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's lacrosse coach Gage Bradshaw. And Gage, coming off a big win on Saturday against Thomas More. Talk about what that was like to get back in the win column in GMAC play.
Yeah, it was great. I think a lot of our games, even our wins, have been really close. So I think to, get a little bit of separation from the other team was nice. Kind of see things click, kind of turn on in the second half was good. So to be in that position, heading deeper into conference play is nice.
And it was your largest margin of victory of the season. Talk about what that was like to kind of battle back and then get the pull away from Thomas More.
Yeah, just kind of, felt like we were clicking on all cylinders. I think once our guys kind of woke up in the second half and said, hey, we need to do these little things, take care of these details, it really started to click. And, it felt good to see the defense and the offense, play the way that we know they can play.
And it was a big week for Brenner Chase. He finished with 6 points, I believe, against Thomas More, had 5 more against Seton Hill earlier in the week. Talk about him and kind of how he's been clicking as of late.
Yeah, Brenner, man, he just kind of attacks everything head on. He's a great kid, great leader. I think he's a kid who really pushes others to be better, and I think really, tries to lead by example. So to see him start putting points on the board, and I know in a way that he's wanted to for a long time, is really awesome to see.
And a guy we always talk about, Ty Taylor, kind of a bounce-back game for him. He leads the way with 5 goals. Talk about how he was able to get back and get those goals against Thomas More.
Yeah, I think he kind of, and he'd probably tell you, not his best shooting performance in the first half of that game, and then when Ty gets a fire lit under him, it's hard to stop him. So for him to come out in the second half really shooting the daylights out of the ball was awesome. And I think just putting it where it needed to be, playing with a little bit more oomph in that second half, it was just awesome to see Ty play like Ty.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's lacrosse coach Gage Bradshaw. And Gage, with the win, you go back over 500 in GMAC play at 3-2. How big is that for you guys? You guys get ready to close out March and head into April.
Yeah, I think anytime you're in the win column and anytime you're above 500 is definitely a good feeling, especially as we kind of get deeper into the GMAC play and the opportunity we have in front of us. I think it just shows our guys like, hey, we can keep this rolling, keep this train going, and we want to stay on that side of the ball.
And you guys get to face a new GMAC opponent here in Northwood this weekend. Talk about Northwood and kind of some of the things they bring to the table.
Yeah, I think they're young and they're fired up. I think as a first-year program, they've had the time to build, the time to get the right guys there. You watch their film, they're clearly bought in. They want to win, they care about each other, and that can be a deadly team. So for us, just making sure that we're prepared for every facet, not taking them lightly, just because they are in their first year as a program. Not playing to the record is really important, and I think making sure we're doing everything right on our end to control what we can control is really important.
And finally, talk about your guys' goals as you guys head down this second half of the conference stretch, trying to fight for the GMAC tournament.
Yeah, we've all written down our goals as a team, right? Defensively, offensively, what we wanted to achieve, individually and as a whole. We kind of do that as an exercise with our guys. What's kind of the ultimate, goal and big picture, right? But I think right now, as we talk to the team, it's not getting too far ahead of ourselves. I think our goal every week is just one game at a time, right? Win one at a time. We keep telling the guys, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, right? So I think that's really where our heads are at going into the deep parts of GMAC play and hopefully playoffs.
Thanks, Gage. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Zach.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.